What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me at Buzzing with Marlowe live. Hey, guys, I hope all is well, guys. Happy Friday. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay in contact with all our platforms. And just naming them all, guys. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, Tumblr. I think that's all of them. But all at Buzzing with Marlowe. You can check us out on social medias. Obviously, guys, y'all can check me out on Facebook, Warren Marlowe. Check out the Buzzing with Marlowe Facebook page, the group page, Buzzing with Marlowe. We all air our episodes out every week on there. And also, I do like a Q&A on there every week for somebody. And obviously, guys, you can check out the Buzzing with Marlowe actually at Facebook page, unless if Facebook likes to mess with it again. But, guys, I hope all is well. It's Friday, guys. It's been a crazy week. Let's all cleanse off. Also, guys, just to help out, we got to pay some of the bills. You know, these awesome hats right here, guys. Check out our bonfire shop. That's right, guys. Check them out. Check them out at our bonfire shop. It's been really crazy. I will definitely say, like, it has been insane amount of work that we have been putting into getting this stuff advertised out, and it's been crazy. Obviously, guys, we got the hat campaign going on right now. You could get this. Type in the promo code Buzz20 and you get 10% off. Obviously, guys, our new logo will be coming in just before October, to where we will be having the new campaign for Buzzing with Pink. All the money and proceeds will be going to the breast cancer awareness. I'm very, very dear with that. Also with autism awareness, guys, big shout out to all of y'all for that, because in April we raised over $500. For that was a big dear to my heart, because that was something that I hold dear to me, because obviously with me having a son that is on the autism spectrum, autism is a big thing towards me, and I just want people to have acknowledgement towards it and just not treat anybody differently and stuff like that. Like, everybody's human. Like, my son, he may not be fully there with numbers and stuff, but I tell y'all right now, guys, if y'all have a fan and y'all put a number on there, my son's going to get every math problem right. No problem. Just like that. And my son, you know, my time in wrestling, I didn't have the best memory for anything. My son was literally my notepad. Literally, I had him right next to my side. He could tell me who that person was I worked with, who was the other guys behind me. Like, my son was literally I always nicknamed him the memo pad, because literally he was my memory. He was my brain for as long as I was. But yes, guys, that was a big dear thing to me with the autism awareness. Also, guys, for March, we just had the announcement we're going to be doing something for colon cancer, because everybody knows that something has been very serious going on this, not only this summer, it's been going on for almost 4 years now regarding my family, and it's been a real tough one. Not going to get more into it, but I really want to do an awareness for that one as well. So thank y'all, guys. Check out the bonfire shop, get you the merch. Type in Buzz20 for right now, and you get 10% off. You can get a t-shirt, hoodie, tank tops, guys. I've got at least 4 of them now, because I just like to wear tank tops, and it got kind of cold today, so I had to wear a long sleeve. But yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, the bonfire shop's been doing so well. Shout out to the new recent buyers of these awesome hats from all the way in freaking Australia. Thank y'all. I didn't think we could extend out there, but hey, you never know what the world of a podcast could do. But guys, thank y'all, and it's been a blessing to just have all of this, man. It's been really awesome. Guys, I know everybody's excited about today. Y'all see what the announcement is on this, so I'm gonna just give y'all a little spoiler of who my guest is going to be today, guys. I got a dear friend of mine, you know. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's coming back, and it's not on not on just the audio booth. It is going to be right here visually, guys. That's right. He's been on both of my commission guys lately, and I mean, I was like, dang, I got to get this guy back on. I got to get him back on. I'm like, dadgum. I was like, you know what? He hasn't been on in a while, you know? So it's been some fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of good chats. Just catching up and stuff. So, guys, countdown goes 31. I will be joined with the one and only good friend, my Alex Kane, but he is y'all's the Suplex Assassin, the leader of the Boomaye Club, and all the great achievements this guy has got. He's coming in literally 3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is right now. All right.
I'm in here. Let's go.
He is here. I was expecting like a Triple H spit the water moment, but instead I did it on my keyboard. So, hey, there we go.
No, we don't need to get the water on the keyboard or nothing. I don't need my
Oh
wife
my
to kill me.
gosh, bro. I was so mad. Like, that same thing happened to me yesterday when I was recording yesterday. Before it was like started, the countdown was going, and I had my BCA drink. I was sitting there shaking. I'm like, hold up, I didn't close the lid. So it got all over. And this is a brand new freaking laptop, too. I was like, oh my gosh. This is why I can't have nice things.
Nope. Nope, because you drink BCAAs, and 2, you're shaking something near electronic.
Hey, it's better than coffee sometimes.
Celsius?
Yeah, man.
I've heard some things about Celsius.
Yeah,
making people sick.
I don't know about that. I didn't know about that yet. Don't scare me now. Don't scare me now.
On TikTok.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that, buddy. You are very active on TikTok, my friend.
Very active, very opinionated, and very, very angry. Apparently, very angry.
All mood swings into TikTok.
Yep. Gotta have an outlet for it somehow, some way. People being on there, just people get on TikTok and just say anything, so they can go viral, so people can see. I'm just like, do y'all not think before y'all post? Like, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. Like, stop it. Like,
I love when you post something. I'll just be liking something. I'm just like, I want him to go more. Let's go. Get in there. Get that action.
Like I'm not gonna I'm trying to be better about going back and forth with people, especially like if I know that like they're wrong. But like, especially like some of these wrestling fans, like, bro, like I remember back in the day as a kid watching.
I can't even call myself a wrestling fan sometimes anymore, man, because this thing has drove me so much up the wall. It's like, do y'all have a life? Like, I love the fact that people love wrestling, but do you love wrestling to just talk about it and talk bad about it? I'm like, if you don't like it, why are you freaking watching it?
Because everybody wants to make their content and they want people to see it. Everybody wants to be a journalist, a Dave Meltzer, a Jim Cornette, and it's just like, it's not needed. Tony Khan is not going to see your video. Triple H is not going to see your video. Vince McMahon is not going to see your video. And even if any of them did, they do not care.
They do like what we see on Facebook. They're seen. No response.
No response. So now you guys are just yelling into a vacuum or whatever of people who agree with you or whatever, but they're also wrong. Like, why? I don't understand why so many wrestling fans want to be on the business instead of just being worked. You get worked. You get worked by real life, and y'all don't complain enough about that. But y'all want to complain about this, a thing that you're supposed to be worked by. Like, back in the day, I didn't like Triple H because Triple H's character was a freaking dickwad, bro. Like, he was a coward. He hid behind everybody in his group, and then he would stab people in his group in the back. I wasn't worried about, oh, Triple H isn't being booked well. Randy Orton isn't being booked
He
well.
didn't put him over.
He didn't put him over. I'm just like, why the fuck is this going on or whatever? Because I'm trying to follow. I'm following the story.
Bro, do you
Not
see me on some of these podcasts when I'm sitting there, hey, Warren, why do you think they lost? Because he got pinned. 1, 2, damn 3. Like, seriously, like, there's no such thing as, like, I'm on, like, 6 different podcast groups. And, bro, like, that new story they got going on right now, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, can y'all sit here and say y'all are big wrestling fans? Like, they got to have that acknowledgement. Like, they got to have that stamp. Oh, I've been watching wrestling since, Goldberg was having the streak, and that's got to be a stamping stone for some of them. And like, how long they've been watching the business, and I'm just like, but do y'all know the business? Like,
no,
you and me have been in it. I mean, you've been in a way higher platform than me. I will definitely say that, and I'm proud of you completely. But we've been around this kind of stuff, and it's so laughable because how bad people really believe it. And the funny thing is, they will take all those little, I love to call it, the jerk mail. They will just sit there and click that damn noggin and don't see what the description is of it, and they'll click it and agree it, share it, whatever, and then they'll think that they know the debate about it. And I'm just like, did you really watch that? Did you really look into to see what that meant? Okay. So and then when I was screenshot it, send it back to them, I'm like, did you see it said all this? Well, because most of them are all anti-WWE fans now. Oh my gosh, WWE is the bad thing, but now that Triple H is running it, oh my gosh,
it's so
character base wise, it's always been there.
Yeah, it's always been there. The wrestling has gotten way fucking better.
Way better.
Because like the Attitude Era, I always tell people the Attitude Era wasn't about wrestling; it was about character.
Wrestling was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was about characters. So the characters were so large in life, you didn't care about the fucking wrestling. You didn't care about that. Like I saw this one video today, and this chick was like, "Oh, I don't like Roman Reigns. I don't like the bloodline. I'm tired. I'm bored, or whatever." I'm like, "You're not a wrestling fan, bro. Like he's
the new Triple H, in my opinion.
Really, essentially, yeah. He's like the new Triple. He's when he said he's the big dog, like he's the fucking big dog. Like, he's the fucking guy. Like, I feel like for me, he's in that he's in that Undertaker spot.
The Ministry.
No. Just like in that spot that.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Where he's probably the locker room leader. People look up to him. People come to Roman or whatever.
The judge.
The judge, basically. But like when people say that they don't like the bloodline story, or they don't like Roman Reigns' character, I'm like, you're entitled to that opinion. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong or that you're stupid or anything like that or whatever. But it really is the best thing going. Like, I got hooked into like Roman Reigns when he was having that feud with, I believe, with Jey Uso or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I wish they would have went so much more with that.
In like the Thunderdome era, and like they told, like, I think the first time I watched it, because when what was it, Jimmy came out to like throw in the towel, like, I almost cried because I felt that, like, you want to protect your fucking brother, like your brother it keeps trying to go on and on and on with it, or they're like, no, like,
and
no,
you didn't
like,
want to
stop.
give up, yeah.
So I felt that, and that's when I really got hooked in. And then, like, he's just so good, man. He's just such a great fucking performer.
Honestly, the Usos have really stepped up too. Like, they've really have jumped branch compared to what they used to be. Like, they used to be like, that regular tag team. Now they are the tag team. Like, they are the guys. And all that junk is, well, they ain't the Young Bucks, they ain't the FTR, which I love FTR. But I literally call them Revival more than anything because that was the better way. But the Usos have really branched out since they've been on the Bloodline, which is sad because they were supposed to go further into that feud with the Usos going against Roman Reigns and more, but obviously Jimmy, outside of wrestling, got in trouble. So that all got changed. But, I mean, I love that story with Jay. Like, that was the first time I really could go, Jay literally proved he could be a main event caliber guy.
Yeah.
Like, if they could tell a story like that, oh my gosh, could you imagine? That could have been a main event at WrestleMania.
And like, the coolest thing about it is like they like some the girl also said that oh, he does the same moves. I'm like, do you
I'm so done with that shit.
if you watch most WWE matches or whatever,
They're
they
all the
do the
same.
same shit. They do the same shit or
You
whatever.
watch all the wrestling. They do all the
They
same shit. There's
they
nothing new anymore.
but it doesn't have to be new. That's what people don't understand. Roman Reigns is gonna hit that Superman punch. He's gonna hit that fucking jumping line. I think he still does that, and the fucking
Hmm.
spear. And I think he does like one other thing.
The
And that's what he
Uranagi now.
the Uranagi. That's what people pay to see. Then in between all of those things, they're telling the story. That's storytelling right there or whatever. So for me, I could go in and suplex a dude a bunch of times, maybe 3 or 4 times or whatever. But in between that, we're telling the story until something from that other guy, he does something, 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 bam, boom. Now we're back to telling the story of the match. That's what Roman is doing. He's telling the motherfucking story. He's not out there trying to have a spot fest.
You know, there's never been somebody that's badmouth Roman about being in the ring. Like Jericho said, that's probably one of his favorite workers because there's really never ever been a botch in Roman's matches, which we can visually say botch.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, but what I'm saying is like Roman literally has been that guy even before he was the guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize this thing. It's just you know it's like fan base. It's like they love you until they get that factual that they get that side of satisfaction. They're like, oh, he's the guy now. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely hate this guy. Like he sucks now. Like great example, John Cena. Everybody loved John Cena. Everybody was all invested into the Doctor of Thugonomics. But when he got to be that WWE champion and he branched out to be the guy, turned on him. Which, in my opinion, I won't even lie. I turned on him after he went and went the Rock. I'm not playing with that game. That is like with you in Austin. That is my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying that that
Yeah,
Roman
like
Reigns thing is a possibility because I would just love to see this guy back in the ring one more, even though he doesn't have to. But
yeah.
I mean, the guy looks like a
John is one of the goats, and the fact he's one of the goats for
completely.
reason he's one of the goats because like he can go in there with anybody, make you look like $1 million. He doesn't. He's not. He's not caught. He didn't. They didn't put the match together in the back. The motherfucker can listen to the crowd and be like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. This is what we're gonna do. And then he did his 5 moves of doom or whatever. 5 moves of doom, please. That's what you pay to see. You pay to see
You
John
paid to
Cena.
see that
You
shit.
pay
You
to see
don't care
John
about
Cena do
that.
the 5 knuckle shuffle. You pay to see John Cena hit the AA or hit that fucking leg drop that he would pull out. It was always cool
Oh
to
my
see him pull
god.
out different stuff every now and again. But like for WWE superstars, they ain't gotta reinvent the wheel. They don't have to. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They find different and cool ways to get into stuff. And I feel like if people would take that and really really get into just like finding shit or whatever to train the crowds that watch you wrestle or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't always have to bust out some new fucking finisher. Al Snow said it. I can't remember how many times you have to beat somebody with a finisher for it to be a finisher. But if you hit
Yep.
somebody with a move or whatever, and they don't believe that it's not a fucking finisher.
That's not a
If you
finisher.
hit,
Yep.
and then like people will always do, oh yeah, well I'm gonna do this falsy or whatever. A falsy is not a move, bro. It's a fucking reaction. You can schoolboy somebody and get a fucking a false finish
Bruh.
out of that.
It's.
Um,
I was watching so much. Like when I first started wrestling, I wouldn't even watch the newer era stuff. Like it's just you. If you're really wanting to learn wrestling, you can't watch the newer stuff. You need to watch the old '80s and all that stuff. Like I remember, I was watching a match. You know how everybody praised NWA. Everybody praises that so much, like the old days. I was watching matches where they go 5 minutes and the finish was a schoolboy. I'm like, you don't ever see that anymore. Like I remember they did a match with Natty, and she lost from a schoolboy. Everybody was so upset about it. I'm like, why? That's a
because
move.
because everybody thinks that a schoolboy isn't a good finish. Like it has to be a move. I'm like, it is a move, and
But
it
we're doing
act.
super kicks in the opening of a match now. We're doing DDTs in the opening of a match. Like that doesn't make any sense anymore.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you can make it make sense, you can make it make sense. But
If you're
like,
not selling it.
if you, yeah, if you're not selling it, then yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why'd you even do it? Like, if I drop
Yeah.
you, if in real life I drop you on your head or whatever,
And you
I
pop
grab,
back up.
I grab your head, I'm fucking almost choking you, and then I drive the top of your head into the mat or into the ground or whatever.
You ain't
You
getting up.
you ain't getting up. Like you gonna need some time to recover from that. Um, and you should damn well take that time take that time to recover.
Take that rest spot.
Take that rest spot, man. Go chill somewhere. We ain't gotta We ain't gotta go bang 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 bang. That doesn't make it a banger.
Shit
A
gets
banger is
annoying.
when people are invested in the match or whatever, and they are coming up when they need to come up, and they're down when they need to be down. That's a banger.
Right. It's so crazy how the evolution of wrestling has happened now. Like, I wanted to have this question with you. So, like how you said, you remember how like you first when we first met each other and you started out, you were talking about all I'm doing is suplexes and that's basically it. Like,
Hmm.
how did you learn the timing aspect of a suplex and stuff like that? Like, if we worked a match, it'd be the easiest thing ever because you would suplex me, I sell it like I'm dead after the second or third one. We just sit there and go back in that. You could hit me in with a bear hug, and guess what? That could be an ultimate comeback at the end, just for a baby face, right there off that. Like, it's just the matter of the timing of the moves. Like, how did you figure out like the timing aspect of what suplexes?
I I mean I wrestled. I did amateur and Greco, so that's
Yep.
helped. But as far as like timing it, I'm still like trying to get like a hold of it or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's some times where like I got it, and then other times I'm like I don't really know. Um, but like it really just depends on like the opponent because um like when I wrestled Davey the both times that I've
Uh,
wrestled him.
that was such
um.
a damn good match.
Like I didn't do a lot. I
You
didn't.
didn't.
We really didn't do anything.
You
Really, we
didn't.
didn't do anything or whatever. But it's like what I've learned from like bringing MLW is like making each suplex a moment, like a big moment, like not just doing them to do them or whatever because that's what people want to see. But like if I do a bunch of them, like in that span of time, it's a moment
Yep.
in time, and like I was so I think the timing of everything kind of varies or whatever. I was talking to AR Fox yesterday, and like we were talking about like how to like space things out and like so
Mm-hmm.
that like if I threw like eight suplexes in like the heat or whatever, it's not just like, oh, we're gonna go to a bump and feed comeback. One, I hate bump and feed comebacks. Oh, I hate them or whatever because
Yep.
everybody does them. You'll have like six of them on one show, and they're just it's a stupid there's it's such a dumb concept to me. If I've been beating your ass this entire time, and then how most people do it, the babyface will hit one move, and then you're even. You're not even. And then you're gonna hit me with a clothesline. I'm gonna hit the ground, get back up, run into you, not throwing anything or whatever, not doing anything like that, but just running into you so you can knock me down again. And yeah, people react to it, but it's still stupid.
It don't make sense. Like, oh my god, it drives me nuts. Like, I remember the one thing somebody told me was the way you know you're over if you don't really ever have to bump. Like,
Yeah,
it's the most factual thing. Like, I used to shit on about Orange Cassidy for a long time,
I love
but
Orange
the
Cassidy.
stuff that he does, like, I legit followed him after, like, I mean, I was out of that group for a little bit, and I watched him. And I was like, you know what? He is literally what we've always preached. Like, hey, he doesn't have to do all that moves. He doesn't have to do that much. Like, I
He
always
did
was
all that.
curious. I was just curious, like,
Yeah.
how he does the little kick thing on the foot. And I'm like, so
Mhm.
what effect does that do? And then everybody's just like, I'm like, what did y'all get so excited for that? And I mean, another great example, Joey freaking Ryan, when Joey Ryan had, the the wanker of the slammer over there, like
Mhm.
literally it was just like he sold it so well, like, and people would go in tune with it. I'm like, hey, less is more.
Well,
And
it's not even that less is. I mean, less is definitely more in some occasions. Sometimes
they told
more
a
is more.
story with it. They told
But
a major
like
story.
the thing with the kicks for Orange Cassidy is like it makes sense. He's nonchalant. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
give a fuck or whatever. When it's time to go, he can go, and
Oh, he
he
can
can
go. Yeah.
fucking go. But like when he's just chilling with the hands in the pocket, hanging out, like he like it all makes sense. Like not everything has to be, oh yeah, this is so effective. Oh, he hit
Hmm.
this guy so hard. Like I feel like as wrestlers sometimes we overthink what we're doing. We
Yep.
overthink what really gets people into some shit or whatever. Sometimes people just want to see two people go in there and just beat the holy shit out of each other or whatever. Because everybody can fucking
I hate
uh
chops.
I hate chops
The
are
chop fest, bro. Like
chops
that.
are like
It's overdone.
it really is. Like I'll throw maybe one or two, and it kind of just happens. Like if the crowd's into it, they're like chop them, I'll chop them. But like I feel like, man, everybody does it. Everybody does it, and you know what you know. Every time when someone does it, you get a woo. So like they're not even associating it with
It's
you. They're
not even
associating it with
yours. Yeah.
it's just a Ric Flair.
And I love how like I know. Did you watch Clash of the Castle or whatever?
I did not.
Oh, so Michael Cole spoiled one because Roman did a Uranagi.
Hmm.
He called it a rock bottom. So he goes rock bottom, and then Corey Graves goes, "Yeah, Roman Reigns with the Uranagi." Like we're like, there's a teaser something there.
Oh yeah,
There's a teaser there, right
you
there.
know what's
No
funny?
ifs, ands, or buts.
Now that you say that, like I
Those
was
are
thinking,
little Easter eggs in
yeah,
matches.
no, I was thinking like the Rock's name was the Rock Bottom, was Rock or whatever, the Rock, and then his finisher was the Rock Bottom. But Rock Bottom is like the lowest of low that you could go, and then at the lowest of low or whatever, you don't know if you're going to be able to get back up or you're never to say you're going to stay down or whatever. And it just made fucking sense or whatever. It's just those
It's
little
like he's
things.
just throwing them
Yeah,
down for that 3 count. You ain't getting back up
you just
type
hit rock
scenario.
bottom. That's just great.
I just love how the storytelling aspect of those moves, like you don't see that storytelling no more with these moves. Like I would
Because
say with your suplexes, you have stretched them out to where it's not like okay, one boom, two boom, three boom, and then like all right, you've been learning how to like react with the crowd, sell that up a little bit. Now, might I add, the guys that you are doing this with, they do need to be selling this move a lot more because,
yes,
like how you just said, all right, you want a joyride, we're going to go again.
and like if like I'm more interested in creating like when I wrestle Davey, like he always compliments me every single time we wrestle or whatever. He's like, your suplexes look so nice and like they're so impactful. Like I don't want you to just give them away or
Yeah,
whatever. And like there's some matches like a big match like that. Like no, I'm not just gonna spam a bunch of fucking suplexes or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
In some matches, like in front of a new crowd, yeah, I'm gonna throw you a bunch or whatever. But like for those most of those matches, the people will fucking sell the shit or whatever.
Exactly.
And
That's
that makes you look good. That makes me look good. That's what we're out here for. We're here to make each other look good, not just do a bunch of shit to do a bunch of shit. Um,
and
but
they wonder
like,
where all this mental health and everything else gets to because they get so burned out because all the moves that they're doing, like
mhm.
how
They
you
think it's
like
a video game, and it's not a video game.
we're not with five finishers before we start the
Yeah, you're not in a video game. You're
match.
not telling stories. You're just playing a fighting game that happens to be in a wrestling ring. You're not telling a story or whatever. There's no storytelling in professional wrestling video games. Okay, in
They look real,
prof-
but they ain't
yeah,
there.
but in the physical world of professional wrestling, like you have to tell a fucking story. You have to. There has to be a story there. But the thing that pisses me off about a lot of shows where they're like, "Oh, these guys are just doing this, and this, or whatever," but no one's telling a story. If you don't give these kids a story to fucking tell, if you book a show and you're not like you don't go to each fucking match and be like, "Hey, this is the story that I want you to tell," then you can't be mad that they just
You
go
can't
out
be
there
mad about it. Yeah, yeah.
and do spot after spot after spot after spot because you didn't give them a story to tell. Because like a lot of them do not understand that the moves don't matter. They do not matter or whatever. It's within the moments that you create. That's when everything comes together, and that's what really freaking matters. Not you not you spamming all these freaking moves. So if you're not giving these young guys something to eat off of or whatever, and you're just telling them to go out there starving, hungry,
you have no
and
room to
figure it out on
complain.
their own, then you can't complain about these people working these matches the way they fucking work these matches. Have agents at your fucking show so you don't have this repeat of fucking matches. The older guys on your show need to be agenting some of these younger kids' matches.
But do you think that's been a major problem too? Do you think it's not just some of the younger talent just don't want to listen? That's really what it is too now.
If they don't want to listen, then cool. Then you don't book them. Don't book them. Don't book
see that so much. Like that drives me nuts. Like there was one promoter, he got so sick of like this tag team. He would always book them. I'm like, so why are you complaining? Like you always complain to how they didn't react with the crowd. They didn't know how to tell stories and stuff. But you still book them every single show. And I'm like, and you always don't have nothing positive to say about these guys. And he's like, you know what? You think about it, you might be right. I'm like, wow, it took you 20 bookings to figure this out. Like, what the world?
Man, it's oh my gosh. Like, if you want, like, I'm not saying that these kids need to go out there and work an arm or work a leg or whatever. Because like if it doesn't make sense for your character to do so, then you don't fucking do it or whatever. Because even then, people be overdoing that. It's just like bang, 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 bang on the leg. And it's like, you don't got to do that, man. You can do like a few things to the leg.
He's got another leg. He's got an arm.
you ain't got to go OD on the shit or whatever. It don't take that much for like someone to realize that the leg is hurt. Like people trip and fall and twist or whatever, and they're fucked. So you don't have to like completely beat the shit out of the fucking leg. You just gotta beat it to the point to where people are like, "Oh shit, how is this guy gonna come back?" Exactly. But then I hate when dudes will be running like they'll blow a fucking comeback or whatever, and then they're running full speed or whatever, and I'm just like, okay. Or dudes will get kicked in the head. They'll get kicked in the head. They'll get kicked in the head or whatever. The guy will run away from them, and then they'll chase after them. Like, you just got kicked in the head, dog. While you're running, you should be stumbling around. This should hurt. You're killing your own match.
That's when you were actually going to feel that kick the next hit. That's where about to happen.
I think head kicks are one of my favorite things to sell because you get to go.
It's so simple. Like people don't realize that. Like it's so simple to sell that. Like I don't understand it. Like you could sell that. You know how everybody idolizes Ric Flair? You could sell it just like that. You can make it a comedy standpoint. You can make it a serious standpoint. You can make it as any type of reliever type of situation in the match. Like the way you sell that, and I've told people it's based off of that in any move. If you work the arm, sell the arm enough to where it's showcased to where the crowd understands what you're doing. Don't sit there and work the arm. Like the one that drove me nuts, and I kind of got in that issue too when obviously my fourth year got in, because obviously when we wrestle, you get those evolution of styles of wrestling. Like you obviously for the first time you start out, you're going to be that nervous, but you're going to stay strictly old school because you don't really know that much. Like you're going to strictly just stay at a spot that you know how to go. And then when you go up more, you think, okay, now obviously with me being a mask character, okay, now I need to start doing a little bit more athletic ability, agile type things. And then the third one, I'm like, okay, I just watched Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Look, I can do all that. Nope, not doing that ever again. And then the next one and the fourth one, you're like, oh, so we're going to start doing Chop Fest. Nope, not doing all that either. And then it's like every single one is like, I'd watch one of these matches. I'm like, yeah, we could do that style. And then when you go back to watch the match, you're like, that was literally the dumbest thing that we ever came up with. And it's always the same thing that happened with me. And I tell people all the time, like, it may be cool for a moment, but when you go back to look at it, and I guarantee you all of them, if they went back and watched it, don't matter if the crowd reacted or not, they're going to look at it and go, that was the most dumbest thing we decided to do. Like,
So I mean, you're entitled to that opinion, and but I don't. I think that
I know, yeah.
it's. I think that like I don't care if a guy does a bunch of fucking flips or whatever. Like, if it, I hope that they go into that match and like they try to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean the Will Ospreay spot or whatever where they did all the fucking flips. I mean they didn't do anything to each other. They were basically
Just
kind of like
flipping.
they were flipping, but they were kind of like trying to like one up each other with the athleticism of what they were doing. So that's a story within itself.
Yep.
But just not, but nothing happened. So there's nothing to sell or anything like that. So that I can I guess give them. Um, but the most important thing, really, when we really break it down, is that the crowd reacts. Like that's why we're
Yep.
there. Like you want to get as much out of that crowd as you possibly can with what you're doing. So if you are doing a bunch of stuff and they're not reacting, they're not giving you the odds, they're
You're
not
doomed.
excited or whatever, then yeah, you're wasting your fucking time. But if you are doing a bunch of cool shit or whatever, because like as a kid, watching wrestling, you want to see the flips and the crazy
Yep.
stuff or whatever. That's what gets you into it or whatever. For adults may not like all that. They want to see a fight. They want to see like a story. But like, I don't know if kids. I do wonder if kids get wrapped up into like story. I wonder if kids got wrapped up into like some of the stories that Roman Reigns
Oh
tells in
yeah.
the ring,
Oh
or
yeah.
if it's like, oh, this he did a really cool move and he looks really cool.
Yeah.
I always wonder that.
I agree with you on that. Like that would be an interesting like to have a
Like
guest
I
on and
think
talk about something like that,
this
like a younger audience standpoint.
Yeah, I think the stories are for the adults, but the cool moves are for the kids.
Yep. That's how it's always been. That's why we used to love Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio really stood out compared to all the other guys.
Mhm.
Eddie stood out. I tell you right now, he was a major kid favorite. Like Eddie could work any type of style, which was wonderful,
Mhm.
wonderful. And I think that's the biggest thing is just you know the placement of your style and of the match. Like if I book a show, I'm not booking, you know, everybody just go the dance type matches. Like we're gonna
Mhm.
have a tempo style. Like your first match, obviously you're gonna get the start up. You want to get the crowd going. You're gonna see. I mean, I used to see it like a resume. If I went in the first match, I'm looking around and see, okay, did that drop kick? Was that a good one for the fans to go for, or is that clothesline a bad idea? How are they doing with the arm drag? Which I loved working in Georgia because you could do the simplest thing and they think you just jumped off the rafters. Like that was just the best thing about working in Georgia sometimes. When I did a leapfrog, oh, they thought I jumped off the balcony or something. Like it was just something cool to them. Like, and then obviously when you go to the Florida crowd, Florida's more that fast-paced, agile type scenario. Like they feel like they've seen everything because they got NXT and all this other stuff. So they're
Mhm.
like, so how you gonna one up them? And then obviously you just go to different towns. It's like so many different styles of wrestling is what they're used to. And I wish the comedy standpoint of wrestling could come back a little bit more and
I
be
don't know why
more.
people hate comedy wrestling. Like
I
it's
like it.
I
If I
love
ever came
comedy
back as a heel,
wrestling.
I'd be like an Eddie. I'd been like an Eddie Guerrero completely. Do the little chair spot where you do it like that and just fall on the ground and just point
I
at the ref or
I had
something.
a match. I had a match Saturday, and we did the Eddie spot, but we did it with the guy's boot. We loaded it. We put like a little gimmick in there or whatever.
Uh huh.
So he tosses me the boot, and he takes the bump, and the ref looks back and is like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "It's just a boot. It's just a boot." And then as I turn it around, the gimmick falls out. And he's like, "Oh, what? What is this? What is this?" And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know that was in there or whatever." So that was it. Didn't the only thing that sucks is like the crowd didn't really understand what was going on or
Really?
whatever. Yeah, they didn't understand what was going on, which
Dang.
sucked. But it was fun, and like sometimes that's what you got to do. Like you can't go out there and try to have the best match possible. You just got to let shit
Oh, I
happen.
learned that a hard way.
You just gotta go out there and just try to get the most out of every single thing that you're doing, and that I feel like that makes the match like that much better. Davey is so good. Davey is so good at getting the most out of everything. And like when we were wrestling, he didn't do anything.
I was about to say he didn't really do
He didn't do anything,
anything.
but he got the most out of each moment. Each moment that he had, he got the most out of it. And I strive to be that great one day.
So man, how was that feeling when you got to like your first match with Davey? Like
My first
how
match,
was that
first
feel? How was that
First of
feel
all,
for
the
you?
first match with Davey or whatever, he had like because he's studying to become a doctor or whatever, so he
Uh-huh.
had like a bunch of like tests or that before. So he wasn't even there at the building like when we were doing setups and stuff, and people were like going over stuff. So I'm over here nervous, like what the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do?
I've had
So
those
whatever.
feels. I hate that
So
shit.
yeah, so he gets there like I think we were like the fourth match up. So he gets there like right as three is coming up or whatever, and we put it together real quick. Um, so that match one, I was so focused on like I got to prove myself to Davey Richards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong mindset to go in and go into that.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this and you're a professional wrestler, never go into a match with somebody you look up to and think, oh, I got to prove myself to this person. Terrible fucking idea. The match was still good, but it could have been so much better. And the match in New
Mm-hmm.
York that'll drop sometime within this new season of MLW, that match is way better. Um, but so like he gets there or whatever, we put the match together, and then we're about to go out. Um, but like I'm nervous as fuck or whatever because I'm like, am I gonna remember all of this or whatever? But like, but
I
again, like
hate those
when it,
moments.
but when I stepped to the curtain, I'm like, bro, this match is gonna be easy as fuck. Like we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything. I'm really going greatest hits in this motherfucker. Um, so we get through the match or whatever, and I'm like, man, that could have been better. And he was like, yeah, you're fine or whatever. It'll be better next time. And then we get to New York, and it really was better that
you,
next time.
you were adamant.
Yeah, I was like, now I'm not trying to prove myself to you, dog. Now I'm about to show you why the fuck I'm in this spot.
That boy wrote that on the calendar date.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah,
It's go time.
man.
You
But
gotta
yeah,
talk about
wrestling
that
is
shit.
so easy, bro. It's so easy.
People
Like
make it so much harder.
it really do. They really, really do. Man.
Like if you judge like on just based off the attitude there, like I was watching some of this story, like the storylines were so damn compelling, but the match setting wise, they weren't going that long unless you were Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, and obviously when the Hardys and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian, when they did that TLC match, that's when they got to showcase that they could have longer matches on a tag team standpoint, just from that scenario. Like people don't realize it's so easy to dictate it. It's just literally you got to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And don't just look at the favoritisms type style that you see on New Japan or something like that and think, okay, that's going to work here. Because, I mean, great example. The Ric Flair retirement show, whatever.
That yeah,
Nobody
no.
knew. Nobody knew anything about the New Japan guys that were wrestling in that match. Like nobody knew like the type of story they were trying to tell. You couldn't tell which one was a babyface or a heel because they were literally just chopping the heck out of each other. Like in my opinion, they looked both like a heel just from looking at it as an average fan type perspective. Like
Hmm.
it's just those things that people don't realize. Like those are the big ways of showcasing wrestling. Like it's not about who can one up the other person. Like I love when
But
he
I
talked
mean,
about Davey.
but okay, so it depends on the context or whatever. In certain contexts,
Speak on it.
yes, it's about one upping each other. In other contexts, it's about really telling whatever story needs to be told. But if there's not a story there or whatever, like an in-depth story, like of a storyline or whatever, then you kind of got to
Yeah,
fill it
just
out.
play
But
around
what
with it. Yeah.
we played around, but the guys from New Japan or whatever, like that, chopping the fuck out of each other and just beating the dog shit of each other, that shit works. That's what they love over there in Japan. And there's some fans in America that love that shit too. You just gotta again, like you just gotta know who you're wrestling in front of. You gotta really like in the beginning of a match, like you take that time to feel out what they're gonna go for, what they like or whatever, and then from there you go through the match. I really got to get better at like just like calling shit on the fly. I'm still working on it. It makes me a little nerve wracked,
It throw you
but
off.
yeah,
It
it
throws you
throws
off.
me off a little bit. But like the more that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. It
Yep.
makes a whole lot of sense. Like especially if you know, like if you, I feel like it probably works better with somebody that you already know,
Yeah. Yep.
which you have that chemistry with. Because trying to do that with somebody you don't know if you have chemistry with or whatever it, it could be a problem. But like if you're in there with somebody that you know, then yeah, you can have that. You can take that time to really feel it out, and then go and talk or whatever. And like a
Mhm.
lot of people, like a lot more people need to speak. There needs to be like constant communication when you're wrestling somebody or whatever. For any young guys watching, like having to talk to somebody in a match doesn't mean there isn't it's not a bad thing. You
No,
guys should be talking. And I don't care if you conceal the shit or you say the shit fucking out loud. I don't care. People would literally pay for front
exactly.
row seats to listen to John Cena call his matches. And John Cena, I believe I might be paraphrasing here, but he basically said, I would rather have people know what's about to happen and it come off without a hitch, than them not hear me, or the person that I'm wrestling not hear me or whatever, and somebody gets hurt, or
Yeah.
something bad happens or whatever. So like if you gotta figure it out or whatever, but there should be some communication in there. It's a performance, dog, and you want that shit to be the best it possibly can be.
It's just a violent theatric, guys.
Yeah,
You
violence.
think like that's the craziest thing about it. Like I love how like you said that because I when I first started, we called everything in the back.
Hmm.
So I got to wrestle this guy named Less Fortunate. We worked a little bit, like training sessions, whatever, but that was it. And I'm thinking, hey, we're going to be in my area in Fernandina, whatever. I love how you say you don't care to watch people talk. That's why I got to wear a mask because, first of all, I'm smiling while I'm getting my ass whooped. Like,
Hmm.
it's just some weird feeling to me. Like, I love it. Like, it's so weird. Like,
You might need to go see a doctor, bro. No, it's
bro,
funny.
when I first started, like, I was so into, like, chops, punch, everything. And they're sitting there, why the hell is this fucker still smiling? Like, what in the world? Like, I was just like, I was really in tune with it. Like, it was something really cool to me. I've been watching this shit since I was 3. So it was just like a reality check. Like, I'm really doing this. Like, it
Hmm.
may not be that high plateau thing, but I mean, still, not a lot of people can still say they've been in the ring or done this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, visual, I could see that every week on here and everywhere else that I'm appearing on. But literally, it's just like, those are so difficult. Like when I first started, everything was called in the back. Okay, cool, we're good to go. But you also got to realize those are the worst ones too, because everything's called in the back. If something fucks up, you're screwed. You don't
Yeah.
have an audible. Like I remember one time the guy did not bump off of a hip toss for me. So we were literally puzzled at first. I was like, screw this. I'm hitting him with a clothesline, which I should have been getting beaten down, but it was literally just like that second. He was just staring at me like he didn't have any idea. So I'm like, okay, we just messed that up. Clothesline, hold him in the head and say, all right, you going to bring out of this?
Well,
Save me.
so the thing I'll say with that is like yeah, okay, you call everything in the back. All right, cool. You get out there, something goes wrong, or whatever. As long as you don't look like a deer in headlights, the people watching don't
He
fucking
just
know.
stared at me. He just literally
They
stared
don't
at
know.
me.
Even okay, so he stares at you. Cool. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They think that's a part of the fucking show. Like
I agree
you,
with you on that.
like people, like these fans. Some of the smart marks think that they know shit and they don't know shit or whatever. But the fans that are there to be worked and have a good time and just watch the
They
show,
all get worked.
them motherfuckers don't give a fuck. They don't know what's going on. They don't care. They just want to be entertained. So yeah, he don't
It's,
bump on a hip. I don't know how you don't bump on a hip toss, but I mean that's neither here nor there. Like, did he not?
I
Did he
don't
not? Did he
know
not
where
go
the bad.
up?
What said the roast book was go?
How do
so
you not?
he so he went like he was hesitant. Like I guess he did not feel like he was confident to flip. So he went to go like this, and he's like, "Oh, I'm supposed to go." I was like, "Oh no, you didn't." So I just like elbowed him and just hit him with a clothesline. I was like, "All right." Then I hold him down. I was like, "All right, redo this bump." Okay, gives me a jaw break, breaks off, whatever, and I hit him with the hip toss. He finally figured it out. I mean, it was so stupid. Like he literally looked so weird when we were going up with it. That's why I was sitting. I'm like, does he know what I called? Like, what in the world? Like, first of all, you know how like you're supposed to lean over, get ready to have that set. This dude was standing flat up and literally just thinking, I'm going to throw him over and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? Like that pissed
I
me
would have put
off,
him
bro.
up and then tucked his head.
Bro,
You're going.
oh man.
You're going.
Oh, it was an eventful night. Thank God it
I
was
mean,
only a
most.
small case of group, but yeah, it
I
was
mean,
a
90% of the time, hip tosses never look good. So I mean, that's not bad.
Try arm drags.
Yeah, I've only done a few arm drags in my life.
Really?
I don't do fucking arm drags. Fucking my arm drag. I don't. I don't. If I'm gonna throw you, I'm gonna throw you. I'm not about to do no goddamn arm drag.
Hey man, just gotta fall back. Just gotta fall back. Do some. We're doing this shit again.
Damn.
You would have hated my matches. That's all I really
Man,
did.
I hate taking them because I always feel like I'm about to hit and like blow my shoulder out.
I remember
It's the
that was like
worst.
the first, like literally when I first started, that was the hardest bump for me. Like I could do the hip toss, I could do a flat bump, a flip bump, and all that. But an arm drag, it just like something just told me in my mind, like I just could not go flat over. Like I would go sideways, go the other way. And I'm like, all right. And the guy was straight, and then he was like, literally, he was like, you are not giving this in a match until you properly bump on it. And that made me literally like, all right, I gotta figure this damn move out. So I'm going home, flipping on the carpet and stuff like this, trying to get this thing set up. Like, oh yeah, man, I was kind of weird at that time. You know, first
Man,
time getting
I
that
like
bug.
I've enjoyed the Mexican arm drags more
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you get that hook that on both forearms and go. That I can do, but them American arm drags, you can keep that shit. You can
No
keep
more.
no more.
It kind of would tell a story with your match, though. Kind of like, hey, you know, arm drag, you know, easing up on the suplexes and stuff like that. But I don't want to give anybody ideas because now Alex Kane is not taking the arm drags, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope, no arm drags. You go for an arm drag, I block you. I put you to your feet. Figure it out.
It'd be a rib if me and you face. All right, you ready for an arm drag? All right, you'll see if this arm drag happens.
An arm drag suplex. Just watch.
I can imagine me going down and then flip right back up. Oh man, that's crazy, man. So, what has been new? I know. Talk about your experience with Germany, bro. Like, I actually
Germany.
thought, that go, man. You've been traveling left and right, bro.
If, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel like I've been traveling left and right, but then I have to like really sit down and realize that I've been traveling a lot. Germany was a lot of fun. It's not that much different from America as far as like
Really?
the wrestling goes. They are really keen on telling stories. Um, the few guys that I did wrestle, they're like, yeah, the my trainer hates the indie style. I'm like, I can see that. Oh, that we can tell a story here. But I had a blast. There's a lot of really talented guys and girls in Germany, and if they had the same exposure that some that we have here in America, they'd be huge stars.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. That's like any sport, man. If some of these guys overseas could get a real good showcase, there'd be a blow up moment for a lot of them.
Hmm.
I mean, definitely in basketball. But so you went to a Germany. I saw your little TikTok about Fanta. Tell me, what is different about the Fanta in Germany than
Less
U.S. one?
chemicals,
Less chemicals.
less chemicals. Like I wish I still had the bottle, but like there's way less chemicals in all of their food. Like the McDonald's in Germany
That's like
tastes like
Japan, man. It's like
it
people tell
just
me they love the food there.
yeah,
Like,
it tastes like food. It doesn't taste like someone like I mean all food that we eat starts off in a lab, but like
yeah,
McDonald's tastes like it started off in like a super like high not even high low tech kind of lab. Like it just
yeah.
you
Tastes like
feel
a burnt
terrible.
grilled cheese to me.
Yeah, you just don't feel good after eating it. But like after eating like McDonald's in Germany, I was like, you know what? I don't feel disgust. I don't feel gross. Like I feel like I had like a decent meal.
You don't have to say 3 prayers just to eat the meal.
Yeah, man. Like it's I think like McDonald's fries in Germany have three ingredients. I believe it's
Hmm.
salt, the potato. Salt. No, maybe no salt, potato, and the oil that they use or whatever. And the American French fries have like 14
Ugh.
ingredients in it.
They taste like paper to me. Like it just does not
Like
taste like food.
McDonald's fries in the back in the day used to be great.
Oh yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
fucking gross.
That's like when I got like in my area, we had McDonald's in high school. Like my freshman year, bro. Like we literally would go to McDonald's for morning, McDonald's
Mhm.
after practice, McDonald's at lunch, McDonald's all this time. It drove me so much out of hate McDonald's. I literally don't eat McDonald's regularly anymore. Like I can count on my hand how many times I've ate at McDonald's since I've been married. Like that is insane to me. Like my wife would look at me weird if we have to go to McDonald's, unless if my son's here or and my daughter likes them because she loves the chicken nuggets and French fries. My kids could live off of that crap all damn day. But that's the only time I'll go to McDonald's is get them food. I cannot eat that mess anymore.
Man, I'll have McDonald's like every once in a blue moon or whatever. Like sometimes I'm just craving it, so I'll have it. I just watched the interview with Finn Balor, and Finn Balor looks fucking crazy. So the fact that
It made me so mad.
he said he said that he loves McDonald's or whatever. Like he'll get home or whatever, and like he'll just have he'll have a Big Mac, fries, and a drink or whatever. I'm like, if Finn Balor can eat
Yep.
fucking McDonald's
We're
and not,
doing the same.
yeah, then I'm gonna eat some motherfucking McDonald's. I don't give a fuck.
So man, so how's all this going with MLW and like now Mr. Alex Kane, ladies and gentlemen, is not a bachelor anymore. This man is now a married man.
I'm a married man out here. A married man. I don't know. People like marriage is cool and all, but like it doesn't change anything.
How weird is it to wear a ring now? I gotta know that. Like that was the weirdest thing for me because I never wore my high school ring. Like I legit had to get like these little rubber ones, you know, because I didn't want to lose my real ring. And, oh my gosh, that's World War V right there. So
I wearing a ring isn't weird. I actually like it because it gives me something to fidget with. And to mess around with. The only thing that sucks is like it kind of gets in the way when I'm working out sometimes. So I wear like the little silicone one. I'm still waiting on like my like actual like band, because we had to get it resized. But like I don't, man, it's just like an extension of like the relationship that you guys are already in, or whatever. You're just like you can't like now, like now it's on paper. Now if you guys get into a fight or something, you guys can't just break up. You guys got to go through the whole process of
you can't unfriend them on Facebook.
You can't unfriend them on Facebook, whatever. Now you have to work through it or whatever.
You got the trials and tribulations that you had in the matches. You know, you got to call those spots up now.
Yeah,
it's not a work anymore.
No, it's real. As far as MLW has been great, man. They treat me really, really well. They treat me like a star, which is awesome. And they're really helping me like develop myself as a character, which is great. And they're always open to ideas. And I'm starting to become more creative and starting to like offer more ideas and stuff, which is awesome. For me to be able to pitch those things. I mean, they still have like stuff for me, but like I can pitch extra stuff.
Yep. Give you some of your advice in there.
Yeah.
That's a big deal because I mean, just at a big plateau, they can look at it and go, "Hey, man, you're still new to it. This is what we want you to do." That's good that you actually can give some advice to be like, "Hey, I like that, but I want to try something with this." And them agree to it. That's a big deal. Yeah. People don't realize that. That's like you winning a title right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to really think about it, like I think I had the best rookie year of anybody, like in any company, like for real. Like
you've only been in this shit for 4 years.
Only for 4 years. Fucking, I won the National Openweight Championship like in the third fucking taping or whatever, and like they've built me up like super fucking strong. Like, not a lot of other people can say that.
No, man.
I'm the captain of my own faction in the first year.
I knew when you came up with that group, I was like, oh man. That man he's owning leadership to this one for sure. Like the Boomaye thing. I remember when you like last time we talked, you were like you wanted that one catchphrase to solidify you. I was like, he got it. The Boomaye, there it is. There it is.
Everybody loves it. It does actually. It gets me really really hyped. Like if I like
That's like a
once I get to
football
that,
pump up song right
yeah,
there. Boom
man.
my A, boom my A. Like that's a good workout pump
After the
up.
third one, I'm ready to fucking go.
Hey man, I love it. Especially just like I said, man, you went 4 years. Like I remember the first time I met you, you were like, I don't really care for traveling. I ain't really moved around. And I mean, COVID hit for you. Everybody's like, hey, this is shut down. This has literally been the growing pain for you. Like that really just ramped you up. I remember last time we talked, you were really big with Paradigm. And
Hmm.
that's really what really elevated you up to go more
Yeah,
and higher. So
that really set me off. Really did.
I remember when you were on my buddy Shiz's podcast, and I said, "Hey man, when you back in Georgia, to let me know." I didn't know you still lived out here in Georgia because I'm like, MLW's filmed all the way out there, so I'm like, I'm hoping he got a place closer out there. Like
No.
the traveling's got to be insane.
No, they find me where I need to be.
Hey
Right?
man, you
They find me
living
where I
that
need to
life
be.
now. There it is, getting flowing out there, giving suplexes, got the title, you got the boom thing.
Don't got the title no more. Don't got the title no more.
Oh yeah. Oh damn.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still, man, for you to still win the championship at a very young grasp of that's a big achievement.
Yeah,
Like
the second one to hold the belt.
that ladder match was insane, though.
Yeah,
I would. You liking ladder matches now?
fuck no, fuck no, fuck a ladder match. Keep that
No.
shit. Never want to do it again. Never want to do it again. Ever. Never want to do it again. You heard it here first. Keep the ladder matches. I don't want it.
All right, man. So let's figure out see if some of the smart marks will like this one. Would you ever get into a death match? You know how
Nope.
popular them things are
I,
nowadays.
you know what? I respect the hell out of the deathmatch wrestlers. Like I sat there like 2 years ago. No, yeah, 2 years ago. I watched Planet Death. And it was during WrestleMania weekend, and like the first few matches or whatever, it was like, okay, this is really cool. But after a while, it was like, okay, you motherfuckers is crazy, and why do y'all motherfuckers do this to yourselves? But when you really watch it, like there's psychology to it. Um, a lot of stuff that they do makes sense, but like I kind of see it as like it's an outlet for them. Like they like, yeah, you have wrestling, but like they probably need that take it that one step more or whatever to really release whatever the fuck they need to release from their personal
Yep.
lives or whatever, or their day to day. Um, I've always said like if it doesn't work out or whatever, then like as far as like getting on TV or something like that, if it doesn't work out, it's gonna work out. But if it didn't work out, then yeah, I'd probably do a fucking death
Like
match.
that. It's going to work out.
Fuck it.
Hey man, I ain't going to deny
Fuck
it,
it.
man. You've already, like I remember the last time we were on, man. What's the future hold? And you said I'm going to sign with a major promotion. A year later.
Bam, we in this bitch. See, I just be speaking stuff into existence. Like I'm gonna become world champion, whether I take it off of Hammerstone or whoever. I will be world
Oh,
champion at MLW, and then from after MLW, I'm going to either AEW or WWE and be world champion there too. There ain't nobody like me. There's nobody like me out here. Nobody like me. I am one of one. There ain't nobody like me.
hey man. Maybe Stone Cold come back and let you headline with him. Maybe in a
Nah,
small promotion.
drop him on his neck. Drop him on that stack of dimes he calls a neck.
Hey
Say
man, I love that match. That shit was so great. Like literally him drinking beer, just beating on Kevin. I'm sitting like I guarantee you, everyone wished they were Kevin Owens that night.
yep.
Everyone wished they were Kevin Owens that night. I'm like, oh my gosh, Kevin, I wish I could be you right now. And then when he took that suplex off the freaking, oh my gosh, off the freaking rail on that side, I was like, that's it right there. When he took that suplex, I'm like, Stone Cold just done it right there for us. That's all I needed to see. Take one suplex. That's a Kevin Owens, hey, good job, kid moment. That's what I called it. But yeah, man, this has been great. Alex, is there any final things you want to say? You want to do any last minute shout outs? This has been a great
I
chat,
am
man.
beating Billy Starks' ass on Friday at Paradigm Pro Wrestling.
Uh oh.
I'm beating her ass, so I'm excited about that. I'll
I was
be
like,
at
yeah.
IWE in Augusta. I'll be beating up another Billy named Billy Brash. I think he's taller than me, but it doesn't really matter. I'm whooping his ass too. MLW is coming to Atlanta on September 18th. Your boy, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm whooping somebody's ass.
Hopefully it ain't somebody named Billy, right? You on a Billy
Nah,
rampage right now. There's like a
nah,
Billy tour going on right here.
the Billy tour, the Alex Kane Billy tour. Let's hope it's another Billy. Let's just keep it going.
The Billy on out of here. But Alex, I appreciate you doing this, man. It's always great to have a catch up chat with you, man. I'm very proud of you. You've elevated, skyrocketed just more than anything. I agree with you. The rookie sensation, definitely you. I just watched the recent match with AR Fox, man. That was one. That was pretty cool to see him showcase finally on AEW or something like that,
Mhm.
and he actually showcased one of the talents that literally all I thought was he was known for was to do flippy dippy all the time, and he actually did a mash with him, so it was
Mhm.
pretty decent to watch. But thank you, man. This was greatly appreciated, and like I said since day one, man, you more than welcome. Come on, anytime you want. You just let me
Yes,
know.
sir, ski. Yes,
You
sir,
got the
ski.
most busy schedule I know, so you just let me know.
I got you. I got you.
All right, bro. Be safe.
You too.
Have a good one. All right, guys, I'm get going to. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my boy Alex Kane for coming on today. Just having a great chat, having fun, man. Just a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Can't go wrong, man. It's really cool to have him on. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Stay in tune with all our platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, and many, many more. Also, guys, the links will be below. Follow my boy Alex Kane on MLW.com. You can follow him on Alex Kane, the Suplex Assassin on Twitter, Twitch. He's very active on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to have a chat with the one-on-one guy, TikTok would be the way to go. He is very active on that. I think he's slightly on Twitter, back and forth. It's just a matter of the conversation. But guys, thank y'all for joining us. This was a great time. It was great to catch up with him. Um, just really awesome. So, guys, thank y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to all my commission boys. Dre on Wheels from the 1130 podcast. He is back up and running as well. Shout out to Cyber Yeti.